No, let me grab a quick phone call. We'll get to CMAs in a second. I got a call I want to get. Dayton, Ohio. Quentin, welcome, sir, to the program. Great to have you here.
Oh, thank you very much, Rush. Great to talk to you.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
One thing I've noticed is nobody seems to realize that Obamacare is the biggest feminist purchase in the history of the U.S. It is a giant vote purchase of women. It went out and it promised they were going to be taken care of. If they were, pregnant, any of that, everything would be cared for.
Yeah.
They're not going to be discriminated against and required to pay more than a man because that was discrimination.
Yeah, I think you got a point. I think he's got a point here, folks. It not only is that, it's a gigantic Democrat voter registration drive. It is a wealth transfer. I mean, it is a communist's wet dream.
Well, it also ignores that it actually does the reverse. It mandates discrimination by gender against men because
that's
women
okay.
Get free wellness checks. Men
that's
don't.
Okay. Men deserve to be discriminated against because they're predators, they're brutes, and men have had the power for all these years since the country was founded. It's okay to discriminate against men. Men are the reason women are unhappy. Men are the reason women are single. Men are the reason women have babies without husbands. Men are the reason for all this. You're more right than you know.
And that's exactly the problem, is people haven't woken up to how much this is all going to cost, because sooner or later, somebody is going to sue the government, nail them for the gender discrimination.
I don't know.
And all those free services are either going to go away, or they're going to find out that they're going to have to provide the same services to men, which is going to be a huge increase in cost.
It'll never happen. The Democrats have the judges. The decision. Men are never going to get birth control pills provided for them. Condom will never be a medical device.
A vasectomy versus a tubal ligation, vasectomies aren't covered while tubals are. They can sue on that basis. They can sue on the
men
basis
ought to
of
have men ought to have vasectomies, except for gay guys. Men ought to have vasectomies. This is the attitude now. Gay guys having vasectomies doesn't accomplish anything. But a heterosexual guy having a vasectomy prevents brutes, prevents predators, prevents boys, prevents it. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but not by much. Look, the reason I wanted to take old Quentin's call is because I've got some exit poll data from the Virginia race listen to this. In practically every category, Cuccinelli swept McAuliffe, except unmarried women. And, I mean, it is, here are the numbers. According to the exit polls, Cuccinelli defeated McAuliffe among married women 51 to 42%, and the Libertarian placeholder there took 7% of married women. Cuccinelli also defeated McAuliffe among married men, 50 to 44%, and the Libertarian took 6%. So, according to the exit poll, Cuccinelli was the clear winner among married people. He defeated McAuliffe 50 to 43 in the married people demographic. However, McAuliffe won a landslide among unmarried Virginians, 62 to 29%. That is huge. And he was especially big with unmarried women, defeating Cuccinelli 67 to 25% in unmarried women. And that means what Quentin is exactly right. Unmarried women are looking at government for everything. And when unmarried women look for government for everything, they find Democrats. And I don't think that this is uncommon in Virginia. I think it's probably going to be pretty true nationwide. And he's right. Obamacare is a giant goodie bag for unmarried women. Remember that Julia commercial where this single woman is born to indentured servitude, has her little 3-foot square garden in the back of her little 800 square foot studio apartment, and she's got 2 or 3 flowers, and she goes through life with government providing everything. And the one thing in the Julia commercial she never had was a child. Oh, take it back. She had a child. There was never a man. In that Julia commercial, Julia never interacted with a man. She had a baby somehow. But the man was nowhere near that commercial. And I'm telling you, old Quentin here, our first caller, is right on the money. Obamacare, among whatever else it is a giant grab bag for unmarried women. It plays on every fear they have. It plays on every stereotype they believe. It basically, Obamacare and the entire Democrat agenda basically says to unmarried women, you are discriminated against. You're treated unfairly. You get taken advantage of. You don't get in relationship. Nobody loves you. You end up having babies that you can't support. The dreaded fathers are never around. They walk out on you. They don't pay their child support. We will. They don't pay your prenatal, your postnatal. We will. They don't pay for your little garden in the back of your 800 square foot studio apartment. We will. They don't pay for your bus tokens to ride our mass transit. We will. They're not going to give you birth control pills so you go out and do whatever you want with whoever you want, however many times. We will. But we're here to help you because we know that men have mistreated you and men have taken advantage of you and men have done unspeakable things to you. And we Democrats, we are here to take, and you know, go back to the soccer mom era where maybe some of this started, but this is a fundamental aspect of militant feminism. And it has basically taught that men are the enemy, that they are the power structure, that they are they're predatory, they're brutes, they're uncaring. They will beat you up, they'll beat up your kids, they will never show up for work, they won't give you any money, all of this. And the Democrat Party rides into the rescue to make up for all of that these brute men do not give women. Now, that may be a slight exaggeration. Well, so how come these Julias aren't signing up for Obamacare? We don't know how many of them are trying and don't know how to use computers and don't know what to do when they get in there. But it's not just these Julias and unmarried women not signing up for Obamacare. Nobody's signing up for Obamacare yet. Boy, speaking of that, I keep reminding myself of things I want to talk about here. Lanny Davis, who's one of the Democrat Party crisis managers, if you will, he's out there saying, he was on Fox this morning, he was out there, Lanny Davis says, you know what, Obama needs to go on TV and admit that he lied, and he needs to go on TV and tell people it is going to cost more. Your insurance is going to cost more, your health care is going to cost more, and it's the only way that we can make sure everybody has it. You just ought to go out there and just do it. Just go out there and say it. These Democrat crisis managers are really, really worried that this lie at Obama, if he sticks to it and tries to finesse it, it's going to come back and hurt him because they're really worried about what happened in Virginia. I saw them on TV today. They are scared to death because Cuccinelli had there been another 2 weeks or had there been some money for Cuccinelli from the GOP establishment, he could have won this. And he could have won it because Obamacare is an albatross around the Democrats' necks. And yesterday I said, I don't like playing the could've, would've moral victory game, but sometimes it is helpful to point out that had Cuccinelli won and had the reason been Obamacare, do you realize the number of elected Democrats, especially those up for re-election next year, how many of them might have caved on Obamacare? The Republican Party, had they worked hard toward getting Cuccinelli elected, could have dealt a huge blow to Obamacare. Now, that is worth sitting here and regretting because it's an opportunity lost, and it could still happen, is the point. Okay, I have to take a time out. More advertising sales here. And then we'll come back and I'll finally get to the Country Music Awards clips from last night, so don't go away.